Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing well and having a fantastic week. In today's video we're going to be talking about how to keep your birds safe during fireworks season. Now I actually really like fireworks, I like how they look, I think they look really pretty. However, I really don't like the loud bangs. They make me jump, they make a lot of pets quite scared as well. So I'm going to give you some tips that I have to try and lessen the impact of these scary fireworks, and then hopefully you can enjoy the celebrations and your birds can be less anxious and stressed. Now with fireworks, one of the challenging things is there are celebrations all throughout the year. You've got Diwali, you've got bonfire night, you've got New Year's, 4th of July, all different times of year for these fireworks. So if we can kind of prepare our birds to be comfortable in these situations, then hopefully we'll have no problem. However, obviously with these loud bangs, they can cause spooks, they can cause night frights and all things like that. So just be really careful and be on the ball and try and make this as enjoyable or calm for your bird as possible. Now at the time of filming there are a couple of celebrations coming up, which is Diwali and bonfire night, but you can start preparing today when you watch this video to try and help your birds be nice and calm in those firework nights. So the first thing you can do is start to desensitize your bird to the sound of fireworks. Now one of the cool things with YouTube is there are loads of different videos of firework noises, so you can go on YouTube and start playing some firework sounds to your birds. Start at a very low volume and then slowly gradually increase the volume. Of course it's not the same as having fireworks outside, but these kind of loud noises are quite similar to obviously the fireworks outside, so you can start preparing your bird for these kind of loud bangs and things like that. Different hello Scampy, different kind of firework noises, because they all have different noises, which is quite interesting but obviously not ideal for our birds because we have to desensitize them to lots of different things. Scampy is currently dancing for you because he's a very proud bird. Another thing that you can do to help your bird be nice and calm on these nights is to offer them some chamomile tea, ideally organic chamomile, and just brew it and let it cool down, and then your bird, yes, your bird can enjoy that. They can eat the dried flowers, they can eat the wet flowers, they can drink the tea, get off my ring, and then they can enjoy that. They can also have some fresh mint as well. Both of these things have natural calming properties and they can hopefully take slightly the edge off of your bird being a little bit nervous and stressed when the fireworks are happening. All the time, not just for fireworks season, is night lights. So we have two night lights. We've got this adorable little chick one, we've got one that plugs into the mains down there, but having night lights can potentially help if there are any fireworks in the middle of the night, which you'd hope there wouldn't be, but you know, people. And we've got this lovely one, it's USB charged, and our birds find a lot of comfort in it because we have it on a quite a low setting. So if there are any kind of loud bangs in the night, the birds can see in the room that nothing's changed and they are safe, and it does provide a lot of safety and reduce the amount of night frights that birds have. This one's down in my Amazon store if you want to get the same one, but it's always worth having a night light. I think it's worth doing, especially if you have any power cuts or anything like that. We've got a USB one and a mains one, so we're covered on all bases. Something else that you can do to try and minimise any effect of night frights is actually to take some of the toys out of your bird's cage at night. This is something we do with our cockatiels because of course cockatiels are more prone to night frights, but if you know that there is a celebration going on that night, you can take some of these big toys out because if they do have a spook, then they can't get themselves caught on here and cause potentially more injuries. So having a nice bear cage at night can actually help them settle and relax. There's no scary shadows as well as any kind of scary noises going on. So I recommend taking out toys just on these celebration nights if it's not something you do already, and then hopefully that if there are any kind of spooks, then they'll be nice and safe. The next thing sounds obviously commonsensical, but I like to give you all the information, and that is to close your curtains. Now this is going to stop your bird seeing the big bright lights if you have fireworks going on near you, but also it's going to kind of muffle some of that sound, so that's really going to help with not having the sounds really exposed to your birds. My next recommendation is to try and keep your routine as similar to normal as possible. Now we don't want heaps of routines with birds, but a nighttime routine is quite useful because it helps your bird to relax and get ready for bed. Now I do have a video all about how to give your bird a good night's sleep, which you might be worth watching. There are some more calming tips in there as well, but trying to keep your routine nice and normal is going to help your bird to relax. If you're quite nervous and anxious and you're kind of moving around and nervous about what they might do if there's a firework going off, then they're going to pick up on that and they're going to be thinking, well, what's going on? And it's going to make them potentially quite anxious. Keep everything nice and normal, nice and relaxed, and then hopefully that will help your bird be nice and calm as well. Something else you can do to try and muffle out some of the sounds of the fireworks is to play music for your birds. You can play all kinds of music. Our birds like top dance on our Home Assistant. They like rock music, which obviously drown out quite a lot of those fireworks. You can play classical music, thunderstorm sounds, rainforest sounds, not bird sounds, because they can make your bird very stressed and anxious. But nice calming sounds or music can really muffle out some of those loud bangs. That's definitely worth doing. Pop on your favourite tunes and hopefully that will help your bird kind of not realise there's fireworks going on and they can just maybe boogie or enjoy the music inside. The next thing I recommend doing is when it starts to get dark, which is obviously when fireworks are more likely to go off, I recommend having your bird go back in their cage for the evening. I know some of us prefer to have our birds out a little bit later on at night. I know our birds are still out between sort of 7 and 8 o'clock. However, if you think that a firework is going to go off, because obviously the nights are getting shorter, especially at this time of year, you want to maybe just put your bird in their cage when you think fireworks are going to be going off that night, if there's a special celebration, because if your bird is out and they're nervous of fireworks, you don't want them spooking when they're out, flying into walls, flying into windows and injuring themselves. So just for those nights on those celebrations, pop them in maybe a little bit earlier than you normally would, and then hopefully they're going to be nice and calm and they can just have a little relax in their house, maybe play with some toys, do some foraging, all lots of fun activities in their home. So if they do have a spook, it's in a more contained area so you know that they're not going to really injure themselves. And not necessarily to prepare for your bird for fireworks, but just to have on any occasion as well, is make sure you have a birdie first aid kit. So if your bird does spook, they do get themselves hurt, you've got all the tools you need to provide some emergency first aid care. So I have got a video on this, but I'll show you a few bits that are in my box. We've got some cayenne pepper, which is a natural pain reliever for minor pain. Of course, as I say in every video, if your bird is injured, sick or distressed, please take them straight to a vet. We also have some corn flour in here, which is going to stop any kind of bleeds, any blood feathers, things like that. You just sprinkle it onto the area and then it should coagulate the blood and stop it bleeding. So I've also got Guardian Angel. You can also use Ava Pro, and this is a sick and stressed bird supplement. So if your bird does injure themselves or they're really stressed out by the fireworks, you can pop a little bit of this over their food. You can put it in the water as well, but I prefer it over the food. And then this is going to help them calm down and support their immune system, because stressed birds and obviously sick birds, injured birds, do have a weakened immune system for that period. So having a first aid box, there's loads of other things you can have like bandages and all sorts, but if you want to go and check out our videos, I've got mine and David's down in the description. Have this ready today. Don't wait until you need it. Have it ready before you need it. So that brings me to the end of the video. I hope these tips are going to help keep your birds nice and safe during firework season celebrations all year round, as well as this time of year. So let me know if you have any other tips that you would like to share with me down in the comments, anything that's worked for your birds in the past or anything you think is worth trying. So I would love to speak to you. But in the meantime, thank you so much for watching. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Take care and see you later.